Good morning, children. Today I am going to start a new lesson, lesson number 3, that is fiber to fabric. Okay. So in the previous year you learned about fibers, is it not? What do you mean by fibers? Fibers means they are the thread-like structures, or the hairy part of the plant body is removed and it is made as fibers or thin thread-like things. Okay, thread you know, no? Thread is used for making the cloths. Okay, so many things we will do by the thread. So that about those fibers we are going to learn here. So in the previous year you learned about the plant fibers. In 6th standard you learned about plant fibers. So in 7th standard we are going to learn about the animal fibers. Okay, so fibers are obtained from both the plants and animals also. So here we are going to learn about the animal fiber. Okay, see the fiber to fabric, how the fibers are made and how it is turned into fabric. Fabric means cloths. That all we will learn in this class. Okay, so starting first we have to know which are the animals we are giving the fibers to us. Okay, those the fibers the animals which are giving are sheep, goat. Okay, other than sheep and goat, we know about the sheep. It is giving the fibers. Okay, goat also, few types of goats are there. They are giving the fibers to us. Other than that one, which are the types of animals which are yielding, which are giving the wool to us? Let us study about those animals and where do they find in our country, and what is the texture, what is the nature of those animals, what is the texture of the wool, everything we'll study in this lesson. Okay, so wool is a thing which is we are getting from the sheep or goat. Okay, and other than that one, the another type of fiber, that is an insect fiber. It is obtained from silk moths. Okay, so insect fiber also belongs to the animal fiber only. Okay, so about these two, wool and silk fibers, about we will study in this lesson. Okay, so wool is obtained from fleece of sheep or yak. Sheep, goat or yak. Yak is also one of the animal which is found in mountain region. Okay, it is also bearing much of the hairs on its body. That only we will take it and make the fibers. Okay, so the fibers are obtained from where we will get the fibers are obtained from fleece. See, fleece meaning it is hair. Okay, fleece only we will call it as a hair. Okay, so hair of the sheep or yak. So from which animal? Sheep or yak. Like that animals from we are getting the majority amount of the fibers. Okay, silk fibers come from the cocoons of the silk moth. One more fiber, that is silk fiber. That we are getting from the cocoons of silk moth. Silk moth means it is a worm. Moth means it is a worm. It is an insect or it's a worm. From that worm, it is yielding a thread-like structure from its body. Okay, so that is silk fiber we will call it. Okay. So in this way there will be the insect fiber also, animal fiber also we are going to study in this lesson. Okay, so you know how these fibers are converted into the fabrics or woolen is made. Okay, this fibers from this fleece from will make the woolen thread. That thread from will make the cloths. Will make sweater, shawl, scarf. Okay, some dresses also they'll make. Blankets they will make. So these are all made from wool. Okay, so how this wool can be obtained from the body of the animal? Okay, then how it will be turned into cloth. Thread how they will make, yarns how they will make, and how it will be converted into cloths. Let us study about the animal fibers, wool and silk. Okay, so animal fiber, about wool and silk, about we'll study now. Okay, so first is the wool. So wool comes from sheep, goat, yak and some other animals. Already I told you it is coming from the sheep, yak or goat. From these animals, majoritarily, other than this one, there are different animals also there which are yielding the wool to us. These wool yielding animals bear hairs on their body. What do they have? These all animals have hairs on their body. That hairs will be removed for making the fleece, for making the yarn. Okay. So these animals, why they have thick coat of fur on their body? You know sheep, okay, how much thick hairs are present on the body. Okay, you know yak, you see in the picture, okay, it is full of hairs only. The fleece is present all over the body and it is fallen down also. So much lengthy hairs we will get from the yak. Okay, and why these animals are covered by lot of hairs? Okay, why means there is a reason. So hair trap the lot of air. What it does? The hair is trap the lot of hair. See, these animals, where they will be present much of their time, they will be grazing in the field. Okay, especially the hilly areas, mountain region, yak will be found in the mountain. Goat and sheep will be, they are grazing in the fields or in a hilly areas. Okay, so that place usually they are present in the environment only almost all the time. Only after the meals, evening time, they will go back to their sheds. Okay, so until that time they will be present in the environment, no? So this environment there will be much of air is present. That air should not hurt to these animals. Since these animals are not having any blanket like us, okay, so they have thick layer of hair on their body to protect from the air. Okay, air will be breezing always near the hilly or mountain areas or in a plain grassland also. Okay, that's why to avoid this lot of hair, they are having a thick coat of fur on their body. Okay, fur means that hair only. Okay, so that fur will protect from the air, breathing air. They will trap the lot of air. Trap means they will hold the air present in the outer environment. Okay, so that's why the inner body will not feel any coldness. Okay, so inner layer of the body will be warm because of the air will be trapped inside the fur. Okay, and since air is a poor conductor of heat, okay, see, air is a poor conductor of heat. What do you mean by conductor here? Okay, conductor means which conduct something, which receives something, okay, which observes something. So here air is called as the poor conductor of heat, means heat will be less absorbed by this. Okay, so heat is not providing any effect on the air, producing any effect on the air. So air is considered as a poor conductor of heat. So that's why, so here if the hair is present on the body, the coolness will not be affected so much. Okay, so since it is a poor conductor, okay, air is a poor conductor of heat. Okay. So hair keeps these animals warm. Okay. So since hair is present on its body and air is a poor conductor of heat, okay, so hair keeps its body warmness. So wool is derived from hairy fibers. Okay. So how the wool is derived means it is derived from woolly, hairy fibers. Hairy fibers. So wool is obtained from hairy fibers from the sheep, yak or goat. Okay. So now we'll go to the activity 3.1. Here, see, feel the hair on your body and arms and those on your head. Okay, one activity they are telling you to do by yourself. Okay, so you touch your hairs on the body. Okay, let's suppose on your hand. Touch the hairs on your hand or legs. Okay, touch the hairs on your head. So, is there any difference in the both the hairs? Okay, of course there is a difference. Okay, so on your body maybe it is soft, on your head maybe it is little bit rough compared to that. Okay, so which one seems to be coarse and which one seems to be soft? Okay, coarse means rough. Okay, another one is soft. So one is coarse and another one is soft. You write down which is the soft wool you are finding and which is the coarse wool or rough wool you are finding there. Okay, so that is the activity. Now let us the hair, like that hair of the sheep also, it is having two types. Okay, so one is the coarse beard hair, another one is the soft under hair. Okay, so like that two types of hairs are present. So let me write here what are the two types. Two types of hair. One is the coarse beard hair. Means rough beard hair. See, in the beard place, hairs will be rough. And second one is the fine soft under hair. Close to the skin. Close to skin. See, like this, two types of hairs will be present. One, the coarse beard hair. Okay, so near the beard, what the hairs are growing. For men, you can see the beard hair will be rough in texture. The fine, soft under hair, which are close to the skin. Okay, near to the skin is what is the hair is growing. No, that is quite soft. Okay, like that only in sheep hair also. Okay, two types of hair in sheep. Okay, sheep hair also. Near the beard, there will be the rough hair, coarse hair, and near the under body, below the body, which are near to the skin layer, no, those are soft hair we are getting. Okay, so in this way, two types of hairs we can see in the sheep hairs. Okay, see here we are getting some of the variety, some of the breed of sheep we are getting. They only meant for producing soft silky hair. So what are those sheeps means? They are produced mainly for the purpose of producing silky type. That means soft type of hairs they have to produce. Like that breed will be cultivated nowadays. For making the wool or shawls, we need soft variety of wool. Okay, soft variety of hairs we want. Okay, for that purpose, they especially give birth to the sheep which are yielding very soft quality of wool, which are bearing, no, that type of sheep will be cultivated nowadays. Okay, so this process of selecting parents for obtaining special characters in their offspring. See, there is a process of selecting the parents. See, parents will be selected for this process. One male, one female parent will be selected for cultivating such type of characteristics, special characteristics in their offspring, such as under hair, soft under hair in the sheep. Okay, to produce their offsprings, their children should produce only soft under hair. Like that, parents will be selected and they made them to breed a children which are bearing only the soft quality of hairs. Okay, so such type of process we will call it as selective breeding, since we are selecting and making them to breed. Okay, so that's why this process we will call it as a selective breeding. So let me write that one here. What is meant by selective breeding? Selective breeding means it's a process in this process parents are selected for obtaining special characteristics. Special characters in their offsprings. Offspring means the children. Okay. Offspring such as soft under hair in sheep. Such as soft under hair in sheep. Understood, children? What is selective breeding means? See, in this process, parents are selected for obtaining special characters in their offspring. Okay, so why the parents are selected? To obtain special offspring, special type of offspring such as soft under hair in the sheep. So what they are going to produce? Soft under hair they should have in their offspring. So such parents are selected and this process we will call it as selective breeding. Understood? Now, we'll go to the next topic, animals that yield wool. Okay, which are the animals are giving us wool? Let us study one by one. You write down all these points, children. Animals that yield wool. Which are the animals are yielding wool? That we will study. So several breeds are found in India and in other parts of the country also. However, the fleece of sheep is not only the source. Only sheep fleece we are not selecting for making the wool. Okay, so for making the threads. Other than the sheep, there are several animals are there which are yielding the wool for us. Okay, so sheep wool, yak wool, goat wool, and some camels also there. They are also producing the wool. So let us study about them. Okay, so wool, sheep wool, it is common in the first type is the sheep wool. Okay, sheep from we are getting the major quantity of the wool. So this we are getting majority from the sheep which we see in Tibet and Ladakh. Okay, so sheep wool can be seen much quantity in Tibet and Ladakh. Okay, then Angora wool. Angora wool, where it is found from Angora goats. It is not from sheep. It is from Angora goats. Okay, so they found in hilly regions of, where they are found in hilly regions of where Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so not only the sheep is producing the wool, but goats also. Even the goats also are able to produce the wool. We'll call them as Angora goats. Okay, Angora goats are giving the Angora wool. Okay, so these Angora goats, where do we find in our country? Means in hilly regions of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and this, especially Jammu and Kashmir region, goats are producing the wool, no, Angora wool. This is very famous for making the shawls called Pashmina shawls. Okay, Kashmiri shawl it is. The shawls, Pashmina shawls, they are mainly produced for this purpose only. It is very soft wool, so it is used for making the shawls called Pashmina shawls. A very richest shawl it is. Okay, a very soft and delicate one. Okay, so this is made only by the wool which are produced from the Angora goats. Okay, then the fur or hair on the body of camels is also used. So camels also used for growth of the hair. Okay, wool. Okay, these camels name are, all the camels are not, specially few camels are made, breeded for the purpose of getting the wool only. They are llama and alpaca. Llama and alpaca. Llama and alpaca are the two types of camels. They found in South America. See, camels which are from their body, the wool is produced or fur is produced on their body, that is removed and made as a thread. Okay, so those camels names are llama and alpaca. They are found in South America. Okay, so these all names are new to you. You write down, and if you want, you write five times each word, because these are all not familiar to you. First time you are studying this about. Okay, so names all you write down and learn, children. Okay, these are very important. Okay, so here they have given the pictures of all those animals, which type of sheep is present, camels are present. Okay, those names along with the picture set is given there. So by this one they are giving the two activities are here. Activity 3.2. Okay, so activity 3.